Oh my gosh, you're here!
Welcome to My Chatbot Life, where chatbot marketers share high converting strategies in this new conversational marketplace. Each week, MKJ introduces you to bot builders who are just like you, a little techie, a little markety, and a whole lot of geeky. Buckle up as Chatbot Mom enjoys another journey into My Chatbot Life.
Hey there, bot buddies. All right, you're going to recognize this gentleman if you're watching the video, that is, from a previous conversation. I just had to invite him back. So this is Christoph Borner, who is the founder, CEO, head person, overall amazing guy of Botium. And I swear, my conversation last time was really intriguing and fun. And I just had to chat with this guy again and get deeper into what he's doing so that we could come to help our community build a better experience for our customers. That's really what it's all about. So Christoph, hello there. Welcome.
Hi, Mary. Hi, everyone out there. It's such a pleasure to be back in your podcast. Didn't expect to be back so soon, but yeah, I'm very happy to be here again.
Well, and I got to tell you guys, Christoph left a barbecue and beer to be with us. So the guy is dedicated. Let's just say.
I have my priorities, but to be totally honest, I expect there is something left after we finish.
You can take an hour out of the party and go back, and I'm sure they're still there, right?
Yes, and well, we are a startup, but still this is possible.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I know you and I chatted and had a great time last time, and we talked offline and off the podcast and talked about the amazing things you're doing and tried to get my layman's marketing brain understanding exactly what you do. And I have to tell you a quick story, and I know you're going to understand this and immediately say that's why you exist. I was at a local event and I was doing a basic presentation on the basic chatbots, basics of why we use them, what they do, how you can use them to benefit your business, things like that. And my first question is, who knows what a chatbot is? And have you experienced them? And of course, most of the people knew what it was. And when I asked if you experienced, I got all the grimaces, right? And I've said, okay, what's your experience? And most of them, it's been spammy and it's been yucky and, it just doesn't make sense. And it's just, why? And I mean, it was definitely a negative experience. And I have to be honest with you, I think we straddle this world because these software, these platforms have been developed to allow laymen like me, marketers, to just build something without really understanding the details of how a really good experience should be built. This is what we get. We get the public experiencing junk. And I know you're going to agree with me there in the sense that that's why you exist, so that you can test these solutions and help create a better experience. Am I right?
Yes, you are definitely right. I mean, you covered already a lot of stuff where we could discuss now for hours. But yeah, the main important thing is every one of us has seen conversational AI, chatbots, virtual assistants out there failing. Yeah? And the thing is, technology gives us so much possibilities in the meanwhile. So we have gone so far, but every day I still see bots out there failing. And at some point, if I'm completely honest, I have to admit that it makes me angry sometimes, because I know with just an easy test, this could have been avoided. And yeah, thanks for the very nice introduction and giving me the ball there. So one of my taglines is always what I tell people, well, chatbots are software and software needs to be tested. Yeah, everyone understands this when you develop, I don't know, an online banking app or something, then everyone knows, well, of course we need to test it. Yeah? But when you tell the same people who are then asking for a chatbot for the company, well, also there is a testing phase, and as machine learning comes in here, we have a training phase and so on. people are like, well, we didn't expect this. Yeah, so I always call myself here, well, let me be captain of bias. But yes, chatbots are software, chatbots need to be tested. And the third thing I also want to comment on, as you mentioned it, is customer experience. Yeah, this is so important. So quality, the business we are in, is directly derived from user experience, from customer experience out there. Yeah, so you can feel quality with every sentence you write to a bot, or you speak to him or her. And yeah, this is something you should really emphasize on. And it's crazy. We see bots failing of so big companies out there, having billions of revenues. And yeah, it's definitely something where I think we still have to create some attention, because people are expecting, well, all the big players, to name a few, Google, Microsoft, IBM, and so on, all of them have amazing bot building platforms and NLP and NLU engines, but and it's pretty easy there. Also, to be honest, to create a bot can be done in a day. You can publish something, but you will see that this is not enough. Right? It will start fail pretty soon. And yeah, I think every one of us has seen this. Sorry, I don't understand replies, or sorry, did you mean A or B, or sorry, can you repeat? And yeah, this you don't want to have, Fosi.
Yeah. And so we really have to kind of dive into this. And I know we want to get into a few different ideas, and I really want your input because this is your world, not mine. Um, but really, the whole point of this, like you just said, it's the customer experience. Otherwise, why are we there? Why is the chatbot there if it's not to create an experience for your customer and move this conversation along toward your conversion, whether it's an appointment and demo, a purchase, whatever that is. The point of the chatbot is to help move this potential customer along in that conversation and give them the experience they need to determine, is this the company I want to do business with?
Exactly. So to jump in here, one thing that we see again and again is that clients are doing wrong is they don't put the customer into the center, yeah, of the whole project. They put themselves there. They are like, where can we save money in customer support? Where we can this is not what you should do. Yeah, always start with your customer first, and first thing to do is to think about what are the requirements of my customer. Yeah, and when it comes to quality, then we did so much research on this, and it's pretty easy to answer. It's accurate answers delivered fast, quickly. It's great user experience on all their preferred channels. Yeah, so those big user group of conversational AI are these millennials, Generation Z, yeah, standing up in the morning, telling Alexa, play my favorite song, whatever. So these people are these are digital natives, more or less. Yeah, they are permanently in WhatsApp, in the Facebook Messenger, and so on, and they expect the bot of company X to work exactly with the same great user experience in Facebook Messenger as well as on the website of the company, or when they pick up a phone and call the company. Yeah? They don't want to think about, well, Facebook Messenger might be a different technology or whatever, but people don't care. Yeah? So great user experience throughout all channels is something very, very important. And then number 3 and 4 in our research are pretty obvious or self-explaining. First of all, performance. So people don't care if you have heavy load on your servers. They ask a question, they want an answer. It's as simple as that. And yeah, number 4 is also state-of-the-art security. I mean, we shouldn't discuss the data privacy. And this also is connected to put your customer into the center. Yeah? Take care of the data of your customer, and then there is no way around security testing. Yeah? But also there, coming back to my initial statement, we still have to generate somehow or convince people to even start testing. Well, security and performance testing are already step 3 and 4, yeah? Because when we start with clients, and one of the first thing we do is, for example, testing for clean training data. This is something that a lot of companies underestimate. So start with really testing how your bot behaves for the training data he was trained on. So if you already fails there, then yeah, go 2 steps back and fix your training data, fix the flaws there. And then the next thing in this flow is to start testing basic conversational flows. Yeah? And therefore, with the easiest small talk, most of the bots we see are already failing. And then, of course, if you are fine there, you do the next step. You go into security, you go into performance, you go into monitoring and production. And I know for a lot of people out there, this might already sound very complicated. Yeah, we are talking about automating security testing, and you might be like, Jesus, I have no clue about security and what's going on in the background. Um, but also there, I have good news. What we are doing with Botium is one of our main goals is really to take away all this, or to demystify this topic of test automation. Yeah, so we really have created here a set of tools that can be used by everyone in a project. So we see the business people, the conversation designers, of course, the QA engineers, developers, all of them. Yeah, it's really like capture replay. You talk to your bot and it's recorded as a test case and can be executed whenever you want. Yeah? Or security testing is, in our case, a switch you switch on. Yeah? That says every conversation that goes to the bot and every reply that comes back should be tested for security. And this means it is tested for the latest 300 or something actual vulnerabilities. And what you get is an outcome. And of course, then to fix these problems that were identified, then of course you need to bring in someone who might have the knowledge there. But doing the tests and finding out what are the potential issues that we have.
Yeah.
This is really working without any scripting, yeah, no coding, very nice user interface. At least we like it.
It was made with your customers in mind, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's, I have to say, first off, this has to be a marriage between marketing conversations and customer experience, which is the words and the experience that you have with the technology, with the bot, and the back end technical testing reassurance that things are going the way they're supposed to go. That has to be a very strong, unbreakable marriage, because you can't have one without the other. And so everyone that listens to this show knows that the number one issue that I have with bots is that most of them don't put the customer first. Most of them are using traditional marketing where it's all about me and my business and how amazing I am, instead of Mr. or Ms. Prospect, what do you need? How can I help you? And this is how our company might solve that problem. But it starts with the customer and their needs and their pains and their difficulties and how you solve those things and help transform their life. I don't care whether you're talking about insurance or you're talking about buying a screw for your, you want to screw together your shelving unit, or you're talking about a mastermind that's going to transform your life. It doesn't matter. It's still about the customer and their experience and their transformation. And if your bot doesn't start there, I don't care what testing you do, it will not have value. So, and also conversely, whatever bot you're creating, if you don't test it and make sure that it creates the experience, it doesn't break and doesn't go the wrong direction and say the wrong thing, then you're not going to have the experience and the success you need. So that marriage has to be very tight, right?
Exactly. And all these people that you mentioned, yeah, so of course you need to integrate your marketing also in this. I always, when companies, of course, also come to us and ask us to implement bots, although our main business is really the quality assurance. But as we are supporting every common technology out there, every bot building platform and NLP engine, we also want to permanently see the other side. Yeah? So we also want to see the challenges that people are facing when they develop bots. And therefore, we sometimes really help customers from zero to go into production and even afterwards. And these are the first things. Integrate those people, yeah, and integrate your marketing. This will be the guys when the bot is in production also have to take care, yeah, and in best case give them tools where something like adding new intents, retraining bots, that doesn't drive them crazy, yeah. They because these are the people who know what, or who should know at least what customers are expecting from the bot. And then I always start with something like know your customer channels also, yeah, what's coming in. So go into your support center. So companies are telling us we are getting 300,000 support calls a week, which is a lot, of course. If you I don't know, so a typical cost rate behind is most companies have something like between $2 or $4 or something per incoming call to answer it. So with 300,000 a week, it's in best case $600,000. And then companies are like, well, do you think that bots can answer 80% of these and so on, and we can save money? And I'm like, well, don't start there. How much money can we save? Start which experience can we generate for our customers out there, because they are expecting this, they are getting this from your competition. And the next thing is then always this know your customer channels. Yeah, I'm then, well, if your support center gets 200,000 calls, then let's go there and talk to these people. And if I ask 10 of them, what are your top 10 calls that you get every day? At 100% sure I will get the same answers everywhere. Yeah. And then you have immediately your top 10 intents. These are the top 10 things your customers wants to know. And this is where you start. And usually then we are in statistics with these top 10 intents, you cover already 60, 70, maybe 80% if you're lucky of the incoming stuff. Yeah? And well, then as an outcome, we are there. You save a lot of money because the bot can answer these things. But also to put this here, the plan is of course not, well, then we can reduce the amount of people in our customer support center. This is exactly the wrong idea. The right thing is people shouldn't answer 100,000 times a week the same question, like for a telephone provider, how can I quit my contract? Yeah? And instead, they should really have time for those things a bot cannot answer because the request is just too specific. There you have a human handover, the bot hands over to those people in the support center, and they are not completely stressed out. And so for me, I have seen this in real life world. Those people are heroes for me. Yeah? So how you cannot get a burnout there, I don't know. Yeah? Because uh, in 1 hour answering 10 times really the same question, it would drive me crazy. Yeah? So you could really make this the life and the work experience of those people so much better. And overall, we end up again with customer experience will be better because there are those people who are super happy with the answer of the bot that they get 24/7 on all their preferred channels and so on. And those who don't get help from the bot will be handed over to a human agent that is not completely stressed out and that is not like, Jesus, you are today number 50 who asks me how to quit the contract. So this is where you start, and as said, bring everyone in this boat, and people will love the bots.
Yes, yes. Okay, so you're talking about a huge company. I'm sure the majority of the people listening are much smaller bot builders or smaller technicians or smaller agencies. And I'm just going to bring that down and say this is no different for you, because you agency, you bot builder, whoever you are, you can take a situation. Another experience I had where I was actually consulting with a company. I wasn't actually doing the building. I was just consulting with them on how to do it and how to structure it in a way that kept their customer in the forefront. And through this process, it was a customer service situation or appointment setters, let's say. This is the first line of defense for this company. And they would get someone come in and ask some questions. And they were handling this for this company through their personal Facebook Messenger. So I'm an appointment setter and I get someone assigned to me and I go reach out to them personally in Facebook Messenger. First off, this message is going to go into their request folder. They're not going to see it. And so I have to try and instruct them on how to find that message to be able to reply to me so that I could give them the information to see if they want to join our company or buy our service. And so that was happening. And then they were typing every message the same message every single time, typing it out. And so when we built this bot to be able to handle that initial conversation from the company now, not from their personal messenger, the first person to try and test this out, the first appointment setter, employee of this company, was very defiant, was very much, I don't want to do this. The other way is working for me. This isn't going to work for me. Why am I doing this? And just did not want to participate. But we had to spend time with her and help her understand how this was going to make her life easier. And once she saw that and saw the results, that repetitive task and personal repetitive task was lifted because the bot handled all of that, and she could actually use her brain to do what she knows how to do and be able to serve this customer at such a higher level. The clouds lifted, she understood, she was no longer defiant, and it was a beautiful thing. So for us, if I describe to you, bot builder and bot buddy who's listening, if I describe to you something that's familiar, that you do, that you understand, and you've built in your ManyChat or your Chatfuel or your Mobile Monkey or wherever you're building these experiences, then let's dive into that and see how Botium can help you be able to make sure your product that you create is the best it can possibly be. So with that, Christoph, how does Botium work? How can someone like myself come in and use your platform to make my customer experiences and my bots better?
Mhm. There, I think I have a super cool answer or offer. As you mentioned before, of course, my example was now from a big company, but with Botium, no one out there, and if it's a single person developing their own bot, can blame on something like, while testing and so on, automation, this sounds expensive, therefore we can't do it. As my co-founder Florian and I, we had a lot of benefits in our whole IT career from open source and freemium models. Our first decision was to also give something back to our community, and we have an awesome community, to say this here again, saying it always. And therefore, there is, first of all, an open source version of the Botium core framework, and there is a completely free and also hosted version of our flagship product, Botium Box. Of course, it's a bit limited in comparison to the big paid plan. Of course, there are differences, but for a small company with a few employees, where you say budget is really a topic, this can boost your quality, and we can do it in a few minutes. So I can invite everyone, go to our website, botium.ai. You can register there. 5 minutes later, you have your own personal Botium Box instance. And when you log in for the first time, we will guide you through the tour. There are dummy bots included, and after 5 minutes, you will have test automation there, for your bot. It sounds weird, that this is so easy, but we have put a lot of efforts into this to make it that easy. It's a few clicks. There's a quick start wizard where you select your technology, like you mentioned, Chatfuel. They're all big players. We are supporting 40 bot building platforms and NLP engines, so everything you could think of. And in case you have developed your own one, there is a generic connector. So you just connect once. This connection is more or less safe than forever. You can tell Botium, well, create a regression test set for me out of the box based on the training data. This takes a few minutes, and you have, depending on the size of your conversation model, you will end up in sometimes thousands or tens of thousands of test cases out of the box, and you just hit the play button. You don't have to think about what's going on here in the background. How is Botium now connecting to Chatfuel, and which protocols, and forget all this. You want to have quality, and we are delivering quality. We really help everyone to deliver flawless bots. And as mentioned, with this absolutely free option, and it is really free, it stays free. There is no excuse to have these very bad bots out there.
I was just going to say that. It's like, guys, there is no excuse to have a bot that is not a good experience. If you have the basic understanding of marketing and you're doing this from the customer's perspective, not how much money can I make or how much money can I save, but actually making your customers and your employees' lives better and easier. If you start from there, you will
Exactly.
not go wrong. But then if you go the next step and actually test it and make sure what you built works and is performing the way you want it to perform and is safe and doesn't break and all those things, oh my gosh, all right, stop it. Stop making bots that are terrible. There's no excuse.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, don't be scared. Yeah, people are always when we are starting with this big plan, this big puzzle of testing that we have, consisting out of various test types that are put together there. Yeah, like regression and testing conversation flows and testing the chatbot understanding, meaning the NLU engine and the training data and their analytics and performance and security. Of course, this scares people to death, but I invite everyone to just book a demo session on our website and you will see it's a few clicks. Yeah, we are connected to your bot. Tests will be generated, tests will run, you will get a result. And of course, after a first result, it could be a bit scary because you might have the feeling our bot is pretty good, but there will be a lot of errors, I promise. But that's the cool thing. This looks scary at first, but it's sometimes it's just a bit of tweaking on the training data. It's adding a few user examples somewhere. It's sometimes deleting intents because they are overlapping. Doing a bit paraphrasing, stuff like that. You retrain the bot, and suddenly out of 500 errors, we went down to two. And we are not talking here about 2 weeks of fixing time. This is a few hours usually. Yeah? And this change in the training data and these 500 errors that are gone will boost the customer experience. Yeah? The customers will they will see a completely different bot. You know? Therefore, yeah, as mentioned, this as an initial step, do this, and then of course, to sleep good when you go to bed. Yeah, have some kind of monitoring there. Yeah, so when you have cool training data, when your bot is behaving fine, well, next thing is as the owner of a bot, to have a good sleep. I would like to know, is he keeping this quality, yeah, or is he getting worse? Yeah, so depends also a bit on your strategy. Is your bot learning from all the customer inputs or and so on? Yeah, but um, there are so many options, and as I've said, sounds a lot. In there is also a lot of stuff we are doing, but this is all happening. The magic is happening under the hood. You just really get what you need: a tool that is easy to use, easy to connect to your bot, easy to test, easy to integrate in CI/CD pipelines for the DevOps listening. Um, and yeah, as said, I can't, I have to repeat it again. There is no reason to not test.
No, exactly. And think about, all right, bot buddies, here's another thing to think about. Not just your customer experience, not just your ability to make sure you do quality work, but how is this going to set you apart from anyone else out there building bots who doesn't test?
Yeah, that's, oh, thank you.
Right?
I have to be rude and interrupt you, but that was such a great sentence because our marketing has a very nice explanation here. It's actually part of our value proposition, yeah, where we say something like, um, the enormous amount of chatbots out there, yeah, all your competitors have them as well. Yeah, this is really driving the competition to the quality level. Yeah? So everyone has to have one, but those bots who are really winning are those who are also working like expected.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah,
And
thank you so much for this sentence.
people are going to pay attention to that. They're going to know. They're going to immediately, they're going to go, oh, another bot. But then they're going to see immediately how you are not another bot. You are different. You have put care and quality and testing into it. So, all right, what, give me, like, let's say the top 3 errors that typically happen, if you can. So if I'm building a bot, let's say on Chatfuel or ManyChat or anything like that, what are the top 3 things that typically happen or that get missed or that have to be changed in order to make this a better experience?
So first of all, not having clean training data. This we see a lot, one of the top errors that happens, but is also something that is completely natural. Yeah, imagine you have mid-sized company, 200-300 interns or something to cover. Yeah, it's very likely to happen, as many people are working on it, that you use the same user examples in different intents. Yeah, and then the NLU might struggle. Yeah, if you put a user example like, I don't know, what is the weather? Yeah, into different intents. Then of course the bot will be like, I'm not sure which one is now the right one. Yeah. So starting with clean training data is a very big problem. The next problem is testing on all your preferred channels of your customers. Yeah, so a lot of our customers are doing a very quick end-to-end test using, for example, some web testing frameworks like Selenium and very complicated scripting, a test case, and that runs now or then in one browser and so on. And due to complexity, I understand that they cannot do more, but of course that's not enough. And on the other side, I know that you don't have the resources to write your tests, to execute them on Chrome, Safari, and Edge and Opera and whatever browser you are using, Firefox, and on the last 10 versions of Chrome and Safari and Edge and so on, because people are using different browser versions. We are not all on the same version. And then fragmentation is still not ends there. In addition, we are using different operating systems in combinations with these browsers and also different operating system versions. And if we go here to the next level, well, on a mobile phone, we also have then different operating systems with version. We are Android, iOS, with whoever brings his own stuff and so on. So fragmentation and testing on all preferred user channels is a big topic. Also testing against social messengers. These things are complicated to set up on your own, enormous efforts needed. And the cool thing here is that, yeah, we really take completely away this from our clients. It's just telling Botium in clear text, run tests on all latest Firefox browsers or something. Yeah. So this is what we see a lot. And then the third thing, and maybe I should have put this at the beginning, we have also out of the box data included in our product. Yeah. For example, for testing something like Smalltalk, we saw that all our users started somewhere with creating Smalltalk test sets, which is understandable. You start with initiating a conversation, saying hi to the bot, and this typical stuff. And therefore, these general things, again, we're taking away efforts from clients. In our product, you can just say, well, use our included Smalltalk test set, and this already has thousands of conversations inside that every bot should be able to answer. And now the main point I want to come to, bots are already failing at these very, very easy things. Huh? So when we go into deeper, typically in discussions with clients after demos, they have scenarios in their head like, well, our bot is running on WhatsApp, and how do you do two-factor authentication when he sends back a password? We need an active SIM card and so on. Well, the answer is we thought about all these things. You can cover these test cases and you can do it very easily in our Botium box compared to scripting it on your own. Yeah, but this is not where testing starts, because exactly those bots, exactly those clients, when we start with this testing a greeting intent, they start to fail there. But this is what I mentioned before. On the first few test runs, they might look scary. There are a lot of errors, but fix them, fix your training data, retrain the bot, rerun the tests, and on the first few, you will see the difference. Yeah? So these are the top three. And then in Europe, so for your audience that is from Europe, well, GDPR. We haven't seen till now a chatbot that passes our GDPR tests. And also there, it's not the very, very complicated, like, can you prove how you deleted my data from the backup from last year? It's not this case. It's questions like, do you save this conversation? Do you save my data? And bots can't answer this. And this is, once again, it's very hard to find an excuse because every company, at least in Europe, knows that this is mandatory. The fines are very high. And yeah, these are my top 3 plus 1 for Europe.
Thank you for that, because really, to be honest, my eyes are opened, right? I mean, I see, and the first thing I'm going to do is go start testing all my bots and see exactly what's happening and where they're breaking. And here's the key. One of the things that I've learned as an entrepreneur for the last 17 years, 18 years now, is that when you look at something emotionally, you will lose. So in this situation, if you have 500 errors and there's all this red and everything's terrible and all that, if you just go, oh no, I'm an error, I'm a terrible person. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm terrible at bot building. No, stop. Just logically, just like you built the thing, logically look at it and say, okay, where is the majority that I can focus on right now? Where are the things that I need? And it's probably, like all of us know, a few tweaks. There are, just like Christoph was saying about the questions in the customer service, the top 10 questions that are constantly being asked. There are probably a few situations that are the majority of your errors. And if you go and just fix those, that list is going to decrease very quickly. So look at it logically. Don't think in any way that it reflects on you as a human and how good you are or how bad you are. It does not matter at all. This is a technical machine. This is a technical solution we are building. If you look at a technical solution emotionally, you're going to go nuts. So just logically look at it, fix what needs to be fixed, and you will stand out from everyone. I'm telling you, do this, please. Please do this for my sanity, your sanity, Christoph's sanity, and the world. Fix your bots and rise above, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the best sum up I've ever heard. just to add here, well, I'm experienced this. I have this experience for many years now. Well, testing is somehow a destructive thing that you do. Yeah, so a tester will always find something. But when something is red, let's say it's not always that bad. Yeah? It's one thing is also to know the KPIs of your bot, yeah, where it will fail. So you took the perfect things out of my last sentences by saying, well, have a look at your top 10 questions, intents coming in. If they are green, then it's pretty much okay that 490 of the others are red, yeah, because they are not happening a lot. But if your top 10 are red and the other 490 cases are green, well, then you have to change something. Yeah, but and red is also, if you take something like performance testing, our performance testing will tell you really how your bot behaves. So it will tell you with 1,000 users in parallel every second, it's fine. With 10,000 also, with 50,000 not. Yeah, but then then when you see your monitoring on your servers, what's going on, you see, oh, last year we were at 10,000 users. We know from our performance testing this is still okay. Yeah, so it's once again, as a bot owner, as someone working in this project, I would have a better sleep to know all the KPIs and how our bot behaves.
Yes, absolutely. Christoph, I really so enjoy chatting with you. I do. And remember, everyone, botium.ai. That's BOTIUM.ai. You go there. There's a free version. There's no excuse. Just try. And I'm telling you, just like with every other thing that we use to grow as humans, as professionals, as entrepreneurs, as bot builders, it's going to be scary at first. For me, it always is. You're not alone. But I can get over that because I know nobody's going to die. Everything's going to be fine. We're just going to test and make everything better. So go to botium.ai. This is not an affiliate link or anything like that. This is just go test your bots, please, for my sanity, for everyone else's. I know you will love your job. so much more if you do this. And you will, oh my gosh, okay, if you're going to go, you go and try and get a new client, and they're talking to you about your process and what you're going to do. And you specifically say to them, I use a testing tool to make sure that everything I build for you is exactly the way you want it, and it gives your customers the experience you want, so that they move along this know, like, and trust continuum to become a customer so much faster and easier because they trust you and it works. If you do that, how you're going to stand out from everyone else. No one else is talking about that. So just do this. And I'm telling you, I can't wait. I can't wait to jump in and test every single one of my bots and make sure that everything's working the way it needs to work, and embrace the fact that I have this tool, so that I don't have to participate in the Wild West where everybody's just walking out of the saloon and gunslinging and creating these bots without any regard for the testing phase. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. I can't wait to see how your, quote, startup, because you're looking bigger than a startup to me, but how your startup goes and how this grows. Because I tell you, I kind of see regulations coming, right? I mean, I'm sure we all have thought about the fact that governments are going to regulate us, not just GDPR, but the actual performance and building of these things, just like they regulate cars and other things that people are using, just like they regulate phones and all of those things. I'm sure we will eventually get there. And products like yours, Christoph, will help us tremendously to not have to worry about how we fit into that new world.
I cannot agree more. Perfect.
Yay. All right. Thank you. I'm going to release you back to your amazing party and the beer and the people and the wonderful team that you have. But I so appreciate you spending this time with me. And I know we're going to stay connected. I know that we are going to enjoy an amazing future with bot building and testing together. So thank you.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to be here again.
Thanks for listening to the My Chatbot Life podcast. To watch this video chat, visit mychatbotlife.com and get all the rocket boosters you need for your own chatbot success.